Hey, welcome back to the garage. The plan for this build is a card tray like this one here. This is one my grandpa built probably, I would think in the 90s, given it's red oak and covered in poly. That just screams 90s right there. So we're gonna build one out of sapele. This should be fun. I've never worked with sapele before, but the price is right. So, hey, what are you gonna do? Now I have built one or two of these before. They're not bad. It's these angles that are just a pain to work with. Cutting those on the table saw is a little, as the kids would say, sketch. So I'll take you through those steps. We're gonna cut up all these pieces and then stick it together. I say that grain's pretty wild. Huh. Anyways, so we got these cut out. What we gotta do is flip them over this way and then cut our chamfer along here. Maybe I can get two pieces out of here. We'll see. If I do, I'll make two of them. Give one away or something. About 18 degrees for those who are curious. Oh, here's that really awkward cut I was talking about to get the sides done. The more I look at this, the more, I don't know, the pucker factor is pretty high. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. If you don't really, or if you're not comfortable making a cut, don't do it. So I'm not gonna do this. I must have been a lot braver when I made the first one. So what I've done, and I think this should work, is I have super glued this piece onto the scrap of plywood in between two pieces of tape, and I should be able to run it through like that. I think that's gonna be a lot safer. Keep these digits as far away from that thing as I can. So yeah, let's give this a try. All right, well, that wasn't too terrible. Almost lost that chunk in there. Luckily that didn't snap back or jam up against the blade. Got lucky. For the center part, we won't be able to do that trick. I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. A lot more room in between the blade and the fence though, so I can comfortably get push stick through there. Same thing, I hate making these beveled cuts. It really works the blade. Even if it's spun the other way. I don't know, either way, still dicey. There has got to be a better way to do that. That is just, hated every second of it. But, oh, we got her done. Now what we're gonna do is come in and cut these angles here, which is at the exact same angle that we're set at. So we don't wanna touch that blade. We wanna make these two cuts first, and then we can go on to the rest of our parts. All right, so all those pieces are done. Fits real nice. Now we just have to cut miters, not that we don't want to overcomplicate this thing, so why not throw some miters in there to add the little ends to cap off this card holder. So we'll get to doing that. Okay, all my little ends are done. I'm gonna give this a quick sanding, and then what I like to do is glue this as is, and then we'll bring it over and we'll stick it to the bottom part. Okay, let's glue this sucker up. I've got some tape here just to make cleanup a little easier. We're gonna use a combo of wood glue and CA glue. Have the CA glue kind of work as a clamp for us. We're gonna leave this side unglued for now so that we can line it up after we make our base. So we'll be able to stick it on there and make sure that these two are right at the level we need. So that's what we're gonna do right away, cut a 3/8 inch bottom for this thing here. Okay, went ahead and cut the bottom here. It's just a rectangle, so it didn't really take you long for that boring ride. We're gonna glue this on there, and then we'll go ahead and glue the other side on over here. Again, I don't want too much on here. I mean, I say that every time and always make a mess, but this time for real. And just a few drops of this stuff. Whoa. Out of the way. Okay, we ended up with a little bit of a gap and some chip out that I didn't notice, so we're just gonna fill that up with a little glue and we'll sand it, let the wood fill its own gap up here. Okay, got the base of our project here all set up, and what we gotta do is cut a pocket for this 3-inch Lazy Susan style bearing. And how we're gonna do that is I've got this flush trim bit with the bearing on top and a template that I made, so we're just gonna take the router, go around here and carve out that area. So this should just fit in like this. We'll grab the router and cut out that pocket. Okay, I only want to cut down a 1/4 inch here. So what I'm going to do is plunge this all the way down. You can see this height adjustment rod's going to hit this stop, which you can spin. So if I go all the way down till I'm bottomed out, I'm touching the wood right now. Put that pin down and lock it. If I place this 1/4 inch bit, well, I guess I shouldn't have locked it yet. If I place that 1/4 inch bit in there, then I lock it. Now when I go down, I'm going to go down exactly a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so there's the pocket all cut out. Bearing fits in there just like that. And the top's gonna go on like so. We're gonna put a chamfer on this, sand it all, attach this to the bottom, and I'll show you how to attach it to this part also, and we'll give it a coat of finish. I thought I heard something fishing when I was doing that. Big chunk of tear out here, so I super glued it back in place. I'm just gonna blend it in. I'm keeping this thing anyway, so not a big deal. Remember how I said this is my first time working with sapele? Well, you know what? It's my last time too. This stuff chips out crazy, worse than oak does. So, whatever. Okay, sanding's all done. I caved, I did, and I went and recut the chamfer a little bigger so you can barely tell where that tear was anymore. I don't think I could have lived myself with that chunk missing there. Oh well. Now, let's attach our Lazy Susan. Okay, now we gotta drill an access hole so we can get these screws from underneath. So I'm just gonna mark kind of where that hole lines up. So like that, get that drilled. Right, I got her flipped upside down now. I'm gonna center the base on top of it, and now that hole, so we can get you in there, we'll be able to line up with the screw holes on that Lazy Susan and attach it to the top. Put a piece of tape on there so I don't blow through my base like an idiot. Well, I went too deep in that pocket. So now the screws are getting jammed up against the wood here. Nothing could be easy. So what I'm gonna do, just take this out. I got little washers here, we'll put as a shim, that should lift it enough for it to wrap around. All right, round two. There we go. All right, that fits nice. Let's take it apart, put a coat of finish on it, and put it back together. All right, I'm gonna use tung oil to finish this, mostly because I don't wanna spray inside. It is the winter time and spray lacquer inside is no fun. All right, let's see what all the hype is about. If there's an even hype for this stuff, I don't know. I'll be damned. Sorry, I'll be darned. The kids watching out there. This looks all right. Huh. Was it worth the effort? Yeah. Maybe. I gotta say it like that. There's a shimmering happening with that grain. That's pretty cool. Okay. Worth the hassle. Just using a little brush here on these inside corners. And then we'll soak up the excess after. Okay, after a couple coats of that oil, I put it back together, and you know what? It turned out all right. That's sapele. It's like a love-hate relationship. That stuff is a pain to work with, but wow, does it ever finish nice. That grain is, it is something else. So if you're like me, old at heart, and you like playing games like Canasta, this stuff, this thing is awesome. You can have your pickup card, and then you can discard on the other side, and then swap it over to the other team. Handy to have around for people that like playing cards. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again.